Welcome back to another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Josiah Schuneman. We got some late season basketball on the docket this week with some interesting matchups. Let's begin with a 204 rivalry clash as the Neuqua Valley boys, hoping to finish the season on top of the DVC, face off against Waubonsie Valley, who sits right behind them in second place.
Waubonsie Valley and Neuqua Valley hit the courts for the second-to-last conference matchup before the postseason. Wildcats are looking to bounce back after a 22-point loss to the Warriors back in early January. Warriors are the ones starting off fast thanks to some great ball movement and a wide-open Tyree Coleman who hits the three. They keep rolling, and here comes Trey Blissett running through the defense and scoring. Dub V grabs an early 8-2 lead. Then Neuqua turns on their mojo by calling up you-know-who. Yep, it's Luke Kincaid trying out the NBA range 3, and boom goes the dynamite. That gives Neuqua a 2-point lead. Cats are up 14-13, and they continue to pour it on with Nick Landino, who was on the beach during the first matchup, but here he is back in action. It's 17-13 Cats after one. Jumping into the second quarter, Eric Shilyanov tries a three but misses, although there's Coleman again grabbing the board and floats it in to cut the deficit to 20-15. That doesn't bother Neuqua because the three ball continues to work, and Vova Polishuk, who they call Baby Jokic, sinks the shot. Oh yeah, Kincaid is also on the court hitting threes. Colin Garrity finds the number 32, and these bangers help to an 18-point night. Wildcats take a 34-18 lead going into the break. Warriors start strong in the second half with Tyree Coleman, who leads the green and gold with 13 points on the night. Then Trey Blissett helps them get back into it with a nice pull-up shot. They trail by 10. So Neuqua tightens up on defense. Colin Garrity steals the ball and feeds it to Chris Serbanov, who misses, but there's Garrity with the board and put back. They're not finished yet. Brian Thomas doesn't get the shot, although there's Landino with the board and put back of his own. A 17-0 second half run for the Wildcats helps them to a dominating win.
We're at Waubonsie Valley High School for the final DVC matchup of the regular season as the Warriors host the Naperville North Huskies. The Warriors will look to avenge their loss to the Huskies last month as they come into this game off a win against St. Francis. North tries to bounce back after losing to their crosstown rivals Naperville Central last week. Let's pick this one up in the second quarter. Sydney Fink looks for an open teammate and finds Peyton Fenner, who gets the bounce on the jumper as North leads 14-13. The Warriors look to respond as Taylor Curry passes it to Ariana Garcia Evans. She dishes it back to Curry, and she buries the trifecta to tie the game at 16 with under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. With time winding down the second, Abby Drendel comes off the screen and bounces it to Kendall Johnson, who buries the tray as time expires. The Huskies lead 24-21 at halftime. The Warriors use great ball movement in the third quarter. Daniela Porocoso dishes it to Curry and finds Lily Newton in the paint for the layup. Warriors still down by 3. Huskies look to extend their lead as Layla Henderson looks for Abby Homan and she tries the three. She misses, but Sydney Fink is there for the rebound, finds the angle, and lays it in to extend the Huskies' lead to 6. Warriors trying to inbound the ball, but Peyton Fenner gets the steal and the layup. North gives up just 2 points in the quarter and leads by 14 into the fourth. Fink has it up top, but gets stripped by Curry. She comes up with the steal, then delivers a nice pass to Hannah Laub, who puts it in for 2. The Warriors trail 40-31. Waubonsie continues its fourth quarter push as Curry tries to make something happen. She drives, spins, and somehow gets this tough shot to fall. They trail by just 3 with under 3 minutes left. Now 30 seconds left, Drendel has nowhere to go, then throws it right to Laub, who gets the steal and quickly fires down court to Porocoso. She hits the clutch layup to give them the lead late. The Huskies foul Taylor Curry, who goes to the line and hits both free throws to extend the lead to 45-42. Last chance for North as Fenner inbounds it to Drendel, but Curry ties her up and the clock runs out. the Warriors complete an amazing comeback in the fourth quarter to win their home finale over the Huskies.
An important matchup takes us to Naperville North as the Huskies host the Metea Valley Mustangs. The Huskies sit in second place in the conference standings, while the Mustangs look to move above 500 in the DVC. We get started with Nick Schroeder receiving the pass from James Parker, hitting the three-pointer. The Huskies answer right back with a three from Bryce Welch as he drains it from right down the lane. Grant Montanari kicks it out to Cole Arl, and he drives to the basket and finishes the tough layup. Huskies lead after the first 14-6. The Mustangs, in need of some defense, get some here through Quentin Schaefer as he sticks with Arl and gets the block at the basket. Arl, though, comes back without hesitation as Montanari gets the steal. Arl takes it to the other end and bodies the Mustang defense to finish the layup. Huskies take a 31-13 lead going into half. Arl here does it on both ends of the floor. He rips the rock out of the hands of Parker and takes it coast to coast. Mustangs, however, would continue to battle as Parker dishes it out to Ja'Kai Gray on the perimeter. His shot eventually falls for the three-pointer. It was all Naperville North going forward, as Luke Williams here makes his bid for the NBA Slam Dunk Contest next weekend as he gets air and rattles the rim. Welch here makes it look easy as he banks the floater off the backboard with the delicate touch. Jacob Nolan puts the game to bed as he gets the dish from Arl on the baseline and finishes the dunk. Naperville North beat Metea Valley at home 57-39.
It's senior night at Metea Valley as the Mustang girls basketball team honors 6 seniors before taking the court against Naperville Central. The Redhawks fly in winners of their last 13 out of 14 contests. Central is wasting no time in the early going. After a few passes, Aaron Hackett is open in the corner and sinks the trifecta. Now they go for the attack in the paint, and Natalie Jordan is the one with an opportunity. She misses her first shot, but gets her own board and puts it back in. Hawks are running away early, up 15-3. We did not forget about Trinity Jones. She swipes the ball away from Jamie Nosek and takes it coast to coast for the lay-in. Nosek isn't denied on this attempt as she banks it in to get her team back in it. Then the Mustangs force a turnover, and it's Lucy Burke with the ball facing her soccer BFF Megan Norquette and wins the one-on-one matchup. MV still trails 30-14. Callie Tumulty gets a steal of herself and plays it safe by assisting to Ella Burke, who scores the easy bucket. Redhawks lead 37-16 going into halftime. Metea may be trailing, but Nosek knows how to have a good time as this 3-ball helps lead the team with 16 points. However, Central keeps it going, and Jones fools everyone, passing to Callie Tumulty and scores. Then after a Mustang turnover, Jones adds on to her 24-point night with this bucket. The Hawks were all business from the start, and here's Hackett hitting another triple. Redhawks pick up win number 20 after a dominating win.
Up next, we bring you more from the postseason with the wrestling sectionals here on NSW.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very...
rewarding. With a BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're gonna reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Naperville Crime Stoppers.
Yes, I'd like to report some suspicious activity in my neighborhood. How does this work?
Yes, thanks for calling. Your call is anonymous, and I'll not ask for your name. Instead, you'll be identified by a tip number. In a few weeks, call back with the tip number you received, and I will let you know the status of your tip. If an arrest is made, you could receive a reward up to $1,000.
How do I get the reward money if you don't know who I am?
Well, when you call back, we set up a time and a place to drop the money. You will be safe, and nobody will know you gave Crime Stoppers a tip.
Okay, well, here's what's going on.
The postseason continues in wrestling, with our local teams looking to send grapplers to state at the Hinsdale Central Sectional.
Hinsdale Central is the site for one of many IHSA wrestling sectionals, as 3 of our area schools have wrestlers looking for trips to state, while others are in win or you're done situations. We start with the 126-pound blood round. Naperville North's Tyler Sternstein defends the takedown on Mount Carmel's Jario Acuna and grabs the 2 points. However, he can't hold on, and Acuna turns it around and cruises to a major decision, ending Sternstein's season. At the 170 blood round, Niqua Silvano Spadafora is looking to keep his season alive. However, West Aurora's Francisco Solis wants it more, so once he's riding Spadafora, he takes care of the match with the tech fall. Spadafora ends his season at 33-11. All of Naperville Central's grapplers are done, but not Jacob Smethers. Here he is in sprawl position on Bolingbrook's Dominic Hargrove and uses the cross face to jump on top. In a low-scoring match, Smethers gets the job done and is our area's lone state qualifier despite losing in the 3rd-place match. A couple championship matches starting at 126 has Marmia's Jamison Garcia cruising to a 1st-place spot after a tech fall on Batavia's Aiden Huck. A low-scoring match in the 138 championship, but Hinsdale Central's Cody Tavoso does everything he can to beat Mount Carmel's Liam Kelly. Finishing up at the 220 title with another Red Devil in Marco Ivancevich, taking on Maris Luke Liberatone. He shows why he has over 40 wins on the season, and it helps them to a 1st-place spot. After a great day of wrestling, State is up next down at Champaign.
On this play of the week, it's basketball, with Luke Williams showing off his athleticism. On the fast break, he's got a free run to the rim and rises for the nice right-handed jam. An impressive finish by Williams, making it look easy.
Local news is your lifeline. Let the Daily Herald help you navigate your world with solid reporting, good advice, and a much-needed diversion or two.
Oh yeah, I'll take one of your specials, my man.
There you go, princess.
We were there when you explored questionable street meat.
Maybe read the reviews next time?
We were there for that. And we're here for everything else. Here it's personal, because we get to know you.
State dance finished up recently, with multiple area schools competing in the event, including a pair finishing in the top 10. What many might not realize is that preparing a state competitive dance routine is almost a year-round process. I bring you more insight on the path to the big stage in this feature story sponsored by Edward Elmhurst Health. The local area has many talented dancers at schools like Naperville North, Waubonsie Valley, Neuqua Valley, and Bennett Academy. All 4 were in the IHSA competitive dance finals last month, where North finished 4th and Waubonsie 10th. The Husky girls, who won the 3A state title back in 2019, were DVC and sectional champions before their run at state this season. The Warriorettes placed in the top 2 at sectionals, then the top 10 finish at state, which is the highest in the program's history. Even though the competition season is over, the grind never stops for these girls. By this time, teams are already reaching out to choreographers and figuring out which songs they want to work on for next season.
Our choreographers will come in over the summer, and then we're on pause until the competitive season starts in October. I can get started with the team and rolling and putting in some new ideas, some skills, and some new choreography to really spice it up to bring the best thing that we can.
The dancers will spend countless hours and days perfecting dances for their songs over and over again while constantly making adjustments to the routines.
And I feel like we just strive to be better every time. So even the videos that we took over the summer of this routine to what we just performed at state do kind of look drastically different because of the girls and their abilities.
During the course of learning the routines, the dancers spend a lot of time together where they develop special connections with one another.
One of the best things about us is that we are a small, tight-knit group, so we're super close. We're always going out to lunch, going out to dinner together. We have a bunch of team bonding exercises. One of my favorite highlights is that we always have a breakfast the day before we leave before state, and that's always something fun that we get to do just to celebrate how hard we've worked for the season.
Our close-knit team, I love it. We're literally like a group of sisters, so it's just so fun to like go to school. If you have vet at school, you can go to dance, and we're all one big happy family.
What people might not know about these dancers is there is so much work being done along with trying to perfect their routines.
There's so much that goes into it that people don't really realize. There's a lot of stuff outside of school along with inside of school we have to do. There's practice, but also competitions are also outside of school.
It's all about practicing hard and really looking forward to what's going to be in the future. So starting in fall, of course, we have pom season for football games, but we'll eventually start the conditioning then, and then that leads into winter season.
These dancers are always busy, but even with all the hard work they put in, they're still having fun fine-tuning their routines at the same time. The song choices can run the range of a more modern hit like Out of the Woods by Taylor Swift, used by Naperville North this year, while Waubonsie really enjoyed performing the classic song The Chain by Fleetwood Mac.
This season, just getting introduced to the routine and seeing the choreography that was going to be our routine all year. It was so fun. You could say this one's just a little funky or weird, but that's just the best part of it because that's kind of something I really enjoy doing is embracing all those weird moments and performing on stage.
The success both Naperville North and Waubonsie Valley have achieved goes to show how much the sport of dance has evolved since becoming an IHSA sport in the winter of 2013.
Over the last 10 years, I would say the development of the competitive dance team IHSA state competition has greatly increased the level of competition. I think that the athleticism in between the dancers and the expectations of skills and technical elements and quality of movement has really increased the most between then and now.
For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Josiah Schuneman. Now let's check out the girls gymnastics sectional taking place at Hinsdale South. Multiple schools and individuals are ready to battle for a spot in the state finals at the Hinsdale South Girls Gymnastics Sectional. Individuals from Naperville North, Naperville Central, and the Valley Co-op are ready to compete. We begin the night on the vault with the Valley's Kara Jin. She pulls off a nice twist and sticks the landing well. Geneva senior Sadie Carlson won the vault event at the regionals, and she once again puts up an impressive score. She finishes the night tied in second place on the vault with a 9.40. The best score of the night comes from Oswego sophomore Sam Phillip with a 9.475. She gets some good elevation into the back pike and impresses with a soft landing. To the uneven bars where Downers Grove Co-op sophomore Genevieve Harrian places first. Her score of 9.45 gets her teammates excited on their route to qualifying for state. Heading to the balance beam with Naperville Central's Gabby Tapia. She lands a cartwheel and a roundoff. It's not enough to get to state, but she will be back for the Redhawks next winter. Naperville North sophomore Erin Arnold puts up a good showing in her second sectional appearance. She cracks the top 10 with a score of 8.675, but she also comes up short for state, although her future is looking bright. Kara Jin now on the beam where she begins with a backflip. She shows composure as she approaches the dismount and sticks the back tuck off the beam. Downers Grove's Kate Snooper is now on the beam and she's locked in. The senior pulls off a great dismount and is awarded the top score with a 9.25. Let's finish the night on the floor with Oswego's Ava Sullivan. She makes a great first pass and shows off some good movement en route to first place with a 9.425. Downers Grove Co-op gets past Geneva and heads back to the state finals for the third consecutive year. Coming up, we'll show you the girls bowling sectionals here on NSW.
We tell everybody's stories big and small. Everybody's story matters to us, and it comes in a variety of shapes and sizes, and that's what makes it so special. We don't always need a big story. Sometimes we want a story that makes us laugh. Sometimes we want a story that we relate to. Sometimes we want to cry with that story. But more importantly, we want to hear the stories about our people in the community.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very...
Rewarding? With the BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Last but not least, we have the girls bowling sectionals, as we have 4 bowlers looking for a spot at state. 2 at the Hinsdale Central sectional and 2 more over at the Oswego East sectional at Parkside Lanes.
We're just one step away from the IHSA Girls State Bowling Tournament as the sectional round is here. Sky Sanford from Naperville Central and Shelly Hess from Mattia Valley competing at the Hinsdale Central sectional as individuals. The senior continues to break new ground with a 2:24 final game of the morning session as part of a 5:91, a new school record for a 3-game series. Shelly Hess, a member of the Mattia State qualifying team from last year, helped her Mustangs to another DVC championship this winter. Although she comes up just shy of making the state cut, it's a season and career to be proud of. Willowbrook takes the lead after the first 3 games, just ahead of York. Both teams are heading to state along with Addison Trail, although Leiden comes from behind to win the sectional crown. Sanford is right on the edge of qualifying for state. She ends the day with a strike and a school record score of 1,114. That is just enough to become the first girls bowling state qualifier in Naperville Central history. What a season for the senior. Over at the Oswego East sectional, Waubonsie Valley has 2 individual bowlers competing with Mackenzie Andrajak and Maya Zatlocal. Lockport and Oswego are 2 of the favorites to take the plaque and advance to the Cherry Bowl in Rockford next week. Andrajak gets a strike here, a very consistent day that ends with a final tally of 900, but that is not enough to make the cut for state. The senior can hold her head high after a great season, as she and Zatlocal are the first Warriors to advance to sectionals since 2018. Oswego dominated the regional round last week and continued that trend here behind Lainey Breedlove, who is the individual champion at 1385. Amber Lymanstall and Caitlin Watson also finished in the top 10 overall to help the Panthers punch their ticket to state. Lockport takes the lead late in the morning and hangs on throughout behind bowlers like Morgan Lukowski, Abby Miller, and Madeline Mave to give the Porters the sectional title. Maya Zatlocal, who joined the Waubonsie program just before the season, caps off a great first year on varsity with a 944 series. The junior was a major part of the Warriors' improvement this winter. Lockport, Oswego, and Andrew have their state spots locked up, but Richards and Stagg are tied at 52-02 after 6 games, setting up a 2-frame roll-off. A thrilling way to see who's going to state. It comes down to the final 2 bowlers. Richards is trailing, but freshman Yulissa Garcia does her best and gets 3 straight strikes to put the pressure on Stagg. Junior Ariana Arujo needs just 5 pins to clinch for her team, and she knocks down 9. Stagg is moving on to state as it's heartbreak for Richards to wrap up a great weekend of sectional competition.
I think it's great. This is my first year,
and I didn't really know what I was going into. I kind of just joined because I thought it would be a fun experience. As the season kept going on, we kept getting better each game. I thought, we have a good chance of making it to sectionals, and I thought we came really close, but we were just a little bit off the last couple games. But I think we did great as a season.
I think Noel and Griff really pushed me to get to that spot because they knew I was a senior and they knew I could be really good. But I think my girls also supported me to be that good, and I used my girls and my coaches to help me push to where I am today.
I thought it ended up being more because I just thought, it would just be, fun to do after school, but every day I look forward to seeing the girls going to practice, improving, trying to get better, and then obviously moving on to sectionals, I was like, wow, I'm actually good enough to move on, even though I didn't do my best at sectionals, or regionals, I still was able to move on, so it's just, it makes you feel good that you're kind of good at something and you're improving.
I think we have a good younger generation coming up. We got a few freshmen that are pretty good, but I think our juniors going into senior year are going to be really, really good, like Lauren, Maya, and all the other girls, so it's really exciting to see them progress, and then also having them have another year to progress as well.
For the play of the week, we got hoops action where the bank is open for Kendall Johnson. In the closing seconds of the half, Johnson sets a screen for Abby Drendel, who bounces it to her, and she quickly fires and banks in the three at the buzzer. Great presence of mind from Johnson, knowing the clock was winding down to hit a big shot at the horn. That's it for the show. Join us next week for another pivotal week in prep sports with girls basketball beginning regionals, as well as boys swimming and diving heading to sectionals. Don't forget, we're always online. Check us out on our website for extended highlights and stories at nctv17.org. You can also find us on social media at nctv17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Josiah Schuneman. See you next week.